I never thought I'd say this on my channel, but we got a real dilemma. We might not be going to Thailand. If you've been watching any of my videos, I told you from day one, into this year, our adventures are about to be in Thailand. Um, we've got we're packed up, as you can see. Um, I thought the big issue was getting the passports back, but apparently now the issue is getting the visas. This website doesn't work. Um, it worked 2 weeks ago. Now that I got my passport, it doesn't work. So it's crunch time. December's right around the corner. Um, if we can't get the stuff done on this website, we're not going to be able to make it to Thailand. So this is the beginning of a video segment that's going to be about our road to Thailand, and I'm going to go over a bunch of different things that kind of helped us in our decision. So if you're trying to understand if this is the right move for you, or if you can do this, or what are the challenges, I'm going to kind of cover all that stuff. So let's get right into it. Number one, mentally preparing yourself to go overseas. A lot of people, if you've never lived overseas, it's a big step. And the cultures are completely different for most, Westerners, like myself. Asian culture is very different as well. I lived in Japan 3 years, so that was different, very different. One of my biggest issues was shipping American items to the U.S. to Japan from the U.S. And just the time delays, it's just a pain, you're not going to find certain types of foods if that's what you're into, but I actually think Asian food is pretty good, so I don't see any issue there. But first step is mentally preparing yourself for a completely different landscape for what you're used to. If you've ever been overseas, living long term is a lot different. So that's the first thing you gotta be prepared for. The next thing for me is getting the wife on board, because it's not just my decision, it's our decision. So considering she is from a foreign country already, it was kind of easy. But if some people are, they've got family local, they don't want to leave their family, going overseas, you're going to be, in this case, 26 hours away from home. So it could be hard for some people. So that's a big step, big question mark. The next thing is work. You got to find a job, unless you're one of these lucky YouTubers that get paid. One day I hope to be that guy, but you can subscribe right here if you want to help me out. But you got to have a job, right? So I've got a job. That's kind of how we're going over there. She's going to get a job when she gets over there. Teaching is obviously the number one profession in this specific country, but a lot of international countries that have different languages that want to learn English, you can actually get a gig just living overseas, making, a very decent income, especially in Thailand, where the requirements to live, or, the cost of living is a lot lower. So definitely something you want to look into. Housing, depending where you live, housing is very affordable in Thailand. I'm not really sure where we're going to be at as far as that. We're going to kind of get out there and gauge what our rate is, but you need to. It's very easy to find the rate that's for you, for what your lifestyle is. I've seen places go as low as $800 a month to, I guess, $4,000 a month. It just depends what you're into. Packing out, yeah. So we've shipped our stuff, and hopefully it's there when we get there. We got some more stuff we're gonna clear out this house with, but it's hard because now we got another month or so to be without our kind of half of our stuff, and then we're gonna start living out of. Well, we're living out of suitcases now, but we're gonna be living out of a hotel and a suitcase real soon. Why leave? Well, why not? America's cool. If you ever got a chance to go see other countries, you got to take you would understand why. Because, sometimes y'all be in another country, and I'll be like, man, us Americans, man, sometimes we just suck at something, or, just the values and how people think about things. It's just different. So why leave to go immerse myself in something completely opposite than what I'm used to, something that gets me completely out of my comfort zone. Definitely a big contributor to that decision, and it's a risk, and I like taking risks. So let's try a new one. Why Thailand? Why Thailand? Well, it was easy to get a job in the downtown metropolitan area, and I've when I lived in Japan, it was by Tokyo. It was still an hour outside of Tokyo. This time we're gonna kind of be like in the heart of the city. Like, if I could live downtown Tokyo, that would be awesome. But I wasn't able to get an opportunity doing that. But in this case, we will be in the downtown, pretty much be in the heart of Bangkok. So it should be a completely different experience, because we won't really have to commute much because we're already kind of downtown. So that's why I chose Thailand. So as far as other countries, outside of that, based on my work, it's kind of hard to pick a segment or a location that gets those opportunities. It's you apply for a job. If you get it, you get it, and it just depends. So this is it just worked out. They liked me, they hired me, so that's why I'm going to Thailand. Cars. So if you watched any of my videos, also, you probably know I have a Tesla, but I don't have a Tesla anymore. How do you sell your car? Well, I sold them at CarMax. And shout out to CarMax. They gave me a great deal. I was very satisfied. I was scared when I walked in there. We actually had a Volkswagen and a Tesla. I don't know if you understand, but like right now, used car prices are skyrocketed. They're through the roof. Everything they're saying on television is true. I literally expected to come out to sell a car that was $25,000 KBB, Kelly Blue Book. I expected to get maybe 28, maybe 29, hopefully, crossing my fingers, praying. And they ended up giving me 34 for a car that I paid 39 when I drove off the lot, like with taxes and everything, tags and everything. So I thought it was a really good deal. I was very satisfied. And the Tesla, I had the full self-driving package. It was kind of fully equipped, so I actually ended up walking away with more than I even paid for that car. At 48, I bought that car. So, and I ended up getting 51 for it. So it wasn't too bad, but it's too bad I didn't get the full self-driving experience. I was in the beta, and I just missed it because all my friends that have Teslas, it's rolling out to them, and I probably would have it right now. So I never got to experience full self-driving. But when I get back to America, I'll get another Tesla, and I will definitely, hopefully it'll be excellent by then. Another thing worth mentioning is the rental car situation. Because I was going to get so much money for the used cars, I wanted to just capitalize on that. So I found a great deal at Hertz, $29 a day. I think it was about $2,000 for 2.5 months. So almost $850-ish a month, which is still cheaper than what I was paying for the two cars. So it works out. I only had to pay insurance on one car, pay $800 something a month for 2.5 months, and then I don't have a car until I get to Thailand. And who knows, is that going to be a moped? It's going to be a real vehicle? I don't know. We're going to have to see. As for the house, yes. Are we selling the house? We are selling the house. Another market that's completely inflated right now. I'm not mad about it, but it is. And yeah, we think we paid about $360,000 for the house. We're gonna clear out about $500,000 based on, what we call in progress or under contract rate, right? So we'll see. You never know until the money's in the bank, but it's a pretty good move right there. And so it's funny, right? We'll be overseas. Hopefully this American market dies down a little bit, because I don't think the same impact is, from what I'm seeing, just looking at it, I don't see the same economic impact on housing prices as I see in America, especially in a city like Denver, where this city is just blown up. It's growing out a lot. The whole marijuana industry, You know, the lack of resources due to, you know, lumber and all the materials they need to build houses. There's just not enough supply to meet the demand. So that's also drove up the price of our houses. So it's good. It's a good time to sell. I'm glad I'm not. Hopefully, when I come back, I don't have to buy at a higher price. And I mean, unfortunately, hopefully the prices are cheaper. So, next question: why December? That's a very good question, and the reason for why December is because Thailand is a very hot country. I'm coming from a very cold climate. I would much rather enter the country at a temperature where I feel like it's possible I can make it. Because I hear April and May it's living hell out there. So let me get out of here before winter starts full bloom, and let me get there while it's a nice season, a nice good season to acclimate to the country. So that was kind of why I decided Thailand. And if we're lucky, we'll get there before New Year's, if the website starts working again. But right now, if I can't get a visa, there's not going to be any more Mr. Black Adventures in Thailand or any first Mr. Black Adventures in Thailand. So yeah, that's kind of what the target is, New Year's. But we've got a really busy schedule coming up. We're going to be in Miami. We're going to be in Vegas. And then when we get back, we're going to be packing out everything in this house, selling the house completely, living out of a suitcase in a hotel. And then we're going to be going to Thailand. When that's going to be, hopefully by the end of this year, hopefully before New Year's. But definitely hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be tracking everything. If you guys have questions, literally, this is a start to finish. How to move to Thailand and what to expect. Like literally, once we get there, we're definitely going to have to quarantine. Like I've already quarantined all that. My next video will kind of go over all the different steps I had to take to get, you know, the passports, visa, whatever, there's like a BK pass or Bangkok pass, a quarantine hotel, setting all that stuff up. So next video, I'll discuss a little more of that. Until then, stay tuned for more Mr. Black Adventures, soon to be in Thailand.